they'll be sharing more with us next month. But with Jesse being out, Lucina will be giving the executive director's report. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started.
Okay.
Erica, do we have any public input?
Yes, we do. We have Mr. Carl Argila, and
Great.
I'm just gonna read the guidelines really quickly, if you don't mind.
Please.
The Board of Directors welcomes public participation and values input from our community. If you have signed up to give public input during the board meeting, we kindly ask that the following guidelines be observed. The time limit is 3 minutes for each speaker to speak. The board will note comments that require follow-up, but please be aware that the board does not respond or take action during public comment in order to maintain adherence to our governance process. If you have handouts or written comments, please submit them to me prior to the meeting so they can be shared with the board. To protect privacy, the board cannot discuss specific individuals or cases during public comment. We follow Robert's Rules of Order to ensure the meeting remains fair, focused, and organized. Our meetings provide transparency and access to public information. We follow both state guidelines and our own standards for accountability. And like I said, we only have Mr. Argila signed up, so go ahead, Mr. Argila.
Thank you, Erica. Am I audible again this meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Erica. Good evening, board. As you know, my name is Carl Argila. I am the father of Cavan Argila, an intellectually disabled deaf client of the San Gabriel Pomona Regional Center. Tonight's board meeting, including my comments, are being recorded under the provisions of the Bagley-Keene Act and will be posted for public review on my blog at www.sgprc.net. And before I make my public comment, I would like to acknowledge the assistance of Service Coordinator Sylvia Monod and Supervisor Jesse Romero. My son, Gerardo Argila, is now completing his 5th year in the self-determination program. The self-determination program, with the assistance of Ms. Monod and Ms. Romero, is our one positive experience with the San Gabriel Pomona Regional Center. So now, board, I need to remind you that the situation for my son, Cavan Argila, remains unchanged. You became my son Cavan's conservator by filing false declarations with probate court and then using your lawyers to prevent me from terminating your conservatorship. So once again, board, I am asking that you terminate your conservatorship of my son, Cavan Argila. Cavan has expressed his desire that you terminate your conservatorship. He expressed his desire directly to your service coordinator, as well as to a probate court judge. Nevertheless, you continue to refuse to terminate your conservatorship of my son. Also, let me remind the board that there are other issues which have been brought to your attention. They include the issue of communication accessibility at your so-called deaf home, your failure to recognize that the deaf community is a cultural linguistic minority that needs their own service coordinator. The National Association of the Deaf is currently looking into this issue. I understand that later on in this meeting, you're going to discuss American Sign Language training. This isn't about training. This is about recognizing a cultural linguistic minority. Your failure to recognize that the deaf community is a cultural linguistic minority and needs their own service coordinator has been brought to the attention of the National Association of the Deaf. By the way, there's also issues of the unresolved fiscal mismanagement of my son's Social Security account to the tune of $10,000. you're aware of all these issues, board. So my time is up. Once again, if another parent is hearing my voice, a reminder that any parent hearing my voice should understand that no matter how consumer friendly appears the San Gabriel Pomona Regional Center, they have the power to become your child's conservator and ultimately ruin your life. Please assure that my comments this evening become part of the official minutes of the meeting, and I look forward to addressing you once again in January. Thank you so much for your time, board.
Thank you, Mr. Argila. And Erica, just to confirm, there's no other public input?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you. We will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is our consent agenda. And just to remind everybody, we'll be looking to vote on all the elements as opposed to individually. But so we have board minutes from September and October, and also financial reports from Dara. So let's, Dara, over to you, please.
Good evening. Oh, perfect.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, Vice President Stewart, members of the board, regional center staff, DDS, members of the community. Tonight I am presenting our new financial report, which looks a little bit different than what you've seen previously. This is for fiscal year 25-26, which comprises of both operations and purchase of services for services provided through September 30th, 2025 for your review. This report was presented last month with the presented and approved at last month's Executive Finance Committee. Now, our B1 and B2 allocation in operations is almost at 56 million with projected expenditures of the same amount. Our year to date is just over 12 million in operations with projected remaining expenditures of over 43 million. And we anticipate ending the fiscal year with a balanced budget in terms of our operations. In our community placement plan, the resource development and DC closure, foster grandparents and senior companion and family resource center. The allocation for all three programs is just over 3 million, and we anticipate utilizing all those funds as we have done in previous years. In terms of our purchase of service from our B1 and B2 allocation is just over 556 million. The year-to-date expenditures are over 124 million, with the remaining projected expenditures and late bills of over 432 million. The community placement plan and the home and community base that we have been allocated, we anticipate utilizing all of those funds as we have done in previous years. Are there any questions so far? Now, this is a breakdown of what is considered operations. This is facility, salary and benefits, rent, mileage, accounting, board expenses, equipment, all of that. And in terms of our purchase of service, those funds are categorized as out of home, day program, respite, non-medical, supportive living services, and the rest that are noted here. So you can see to the right is our graph, which shows that the majority of our operation funds are spent in salaries and fringe benefits, and our majority of our purchase of service is spent. We have a large portion here that's out of other services, and we have out of home, day programs, transportation, and respite. And then down here is our year-to-date expenditures compared to our year-to-date projection, as well as our year-to-date expenditures from prior years. So you can see how we're trending this year in both operations and in purchase of service in comparison to last year. Does anyone have any questions regarding November's financial statement? Okay, I'd like to move on, if that is okay, to, I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second so I can see the top of my screen. I'd like to present for your review and approval the December's financial report. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. There we go. And this is again both in purchase service and operations for services paid and provided through October 31st. And as mentioned, here is our B2 allocation in both operations and in purchase of service. Our year-to-date expenditures in our operations is over 18 million with a balance of over 38 million. And in terms of our CPP, foster grandparents and senior and companion and family resource centers, you can see that money is continuing to be spent in those categories. And in terms of our purchase of service, we have a year-to-date expenditures of over 175 million with a balance of 381 million. And in terms of our community placement and resource plan and home and community base, these are the funds that have been allocated, and so far the amount of money that has been spent so far. And then there is our year-to-date expenditures of both operations and purchase of service. And again, you will see the categories in which those funds are being used towards, and our year-to-date operation comparison in both purchase of service and operations. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. So are there any questions regarding December's financial report?
Just a comment, perhaps with the question, things look very good in terms of how we're trending versus projected year to date and year to go. Any concerns there on your side?
Not this time, no.
Great. Well managed as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now we move to the consent agenda, which again would be requiring a motion to approve the September and October minutes, as well as the December financial report. But question first, does anyone have any comments or revisions requested to either the September or October meeting minutes? All right. Hearing none, can I have a motion, please, to approve the consent agenda?
I have a motion.
Great. Thank you, Tina.
I will second that.
Second was Julie. Thank you so much. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Any abstained? Excuse me. All right. Motion carried. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move on to the committee reports. First up, actually Jessica Wilson to present the DDS directive on proposed purchase of services for American Sign Language training and support. So Jessica, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Wilson. I'm the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Specialist here at the Regional Center. Since I haven't met many of you, I'm just going to quickly share just a couple, in a minute or less, a couple, look, if I share my screen here, a couple things about my role and what I do, just so you all are familiar. Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay.
It's all black, Jessica.
It's all black?
Yeah.
Okay,
It says
good.
started, so it looks like it's
There we go.
about it.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, so again, my name is Jessica Wilson. I've been with Regional Center for almost 10 years. I was a service coordinator in adult services, and I worked with many deaf and hard of hearing individuals during that time. So just one thing we do annually, we offer about 2 to 3 ASL classes every year. They're designed for our families, individuals served, whoever might benefit. They're beginner classes. We teach emergency signs, emotions, family, food, a variety of things to help build a signing community in our regional center, which will benefit our deaf and hard of hearing families and individuals served. So our next class will be sometime beginning of February, and that flyer will be going out soon.
All right.
Next, we just started doing some social gatherings and support groups. So last May was our very first in-person deaf and hard of hearing social gathering. So I just included a couple pictures of that. We had resources, games, food. The idea is to build a community and provide opportunities for our deaf and hard of hearing individuals to socialize, because that was, something that they have expressed that's very important to them. They want more opportunities for that. I also included the flyer for our next gathering, which is February 7th here at the Regional Center from 10 to 12. All are welcome. We'll have resources, food, games, and a chance to meet one another and connect. And again, the goal of these events are to build a community for our deaf individuals. So please share that if you know someone
I
who's
am
interested. Awesome. And I also do trainings every year, a couple of trainings throughout the year for other agencies. I do one for our community and for our staff every year. This is just one example I like to share on resources that are available for this community. We always have a lot of parents and individuals asking for support. So this is just one other thing that I do. And then lastly, a big part of my job is doing, again, resources, individual consultations with service coordinators and families, and sharing resources and supports that can benefit them. I created a resource guide that I keep updated. It's on our website as well. DDS also has a deaf and hard of hearing resource page, and it shows all the current events that each regional center is doing. It has training supports, all different kinds of information that's helpful to our community. So if you have any questions regarding that or need the link to the website, please feel free to email me. And lastly, I'm going to be reviewing, like mentioned, the American Sign Language policy, new sign language training and support purchase of service policy. So just a very brief overview of what is this new service. It is designed for deaf individuals to help improve their functional communication skills using formal ASL. The benefits of effective communication can help the individual access the community, develop relationships, advocate for themselves, and many more important life functions. This service must be provided by a qualified professional with a superior level of fluency. Funding is available for children and adults. It can be provided in their natural environment of their choice, so whatever is determined by the IPP, if it's their workplace, in a recreation setting, their home setting. And a great thing about this service is that it can be used to train direct service professionals and the individual's family members as well when the individual is present. So again, the IPP and IFSP will determine the level of need. So we're still in the process of looking for trainers to provide this service to our individuals. But it's a very exciting service, very necessary for many of our individuals who have only ever used, home signs or have not been able to use their ASL with others for some time. So if I could, would it be helpful if I shared the document with the changes that we made, the POS policy?
Yes, and I
Okay.
think Daniela shared it earlier, so yes, you
Okay.
should share it. Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
We do want to say that this was approved by our Individuals Served and Families Committee at the earlier SPA.
And this document, the language was provided by DDS. Majority of the language was approved and provided by DDS. There's a deaf specialist there as well who worked on this. So you can see in the highlighted areas where we just made 2 changes to this document to fit our regional center needs. So the only area we added was the service location. So where you see in the highlighted area where the ASL training support can be provided in their natural environment. So it can be any setting where they live, work, participate in recreation, or access the community. And then on the second page, we added a portion that reviews, I'm not sure if I can pull that page up, I'm sorry, where we see, we added our, we added for our exception to policy and appeals process. Let me see if I can get that.
if you click
There we
on
go.
the area, there you go, you got it.
So
Yeah.
you can see the highlight area. We just added, Danielle, I don't know if you have anything to add to that, but we added the
Yes.
appeals
Yeah.
and exception to
Yes,
policy.
good evening, everyone. Just very briefly, this policy was actually, I want to say 97% of it was provided by DDS. They asked us to adopt it as is, but they said if you do have any additions, then you have to have it presented and approved by your board. So Jessica's correct. She took a look at it. She's the best person to assess this. She added some language on, as you see on the earlier page, and then I added the appeals portion of it. But yes, this is in front of you for your approval, and it's standardized. All regional centers are to adopt this, and so it is a DDS request. Thank you.
Quick question.
Good question.
Quick question.
Okay.
To our deaf specialist. How many of our 18,000 clients fall under this category?
Yes, so we have about 1,500 who have some level of hearing loss.
Wow.
Sometimes, you know, those numbers, we really try to look through them to see, you know, how many are, you know, what level, like profoundly deaf, but up to about 1,500 have some level of hearing loss. And then we have a little over 50 who select ASL as their primary language. But I think there's more, and we're trying to make sure we find everyone.
Mm.
That's a big challenge.
Yes.
Yes. I admire your efforts.
Yes,
you.
very much. Hey, Jessica.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Tina. I know sign language. I used to work at a college called Mountain South San Antonio College, and in the campus there, and most of my employees didn't know sign language, so they used to come to me and say, "Hey, can you come to me? Can you come to see what the other students there wants to know how to translate some food in sign language?" So I told them like, "Oh, what the hamburger is? Hamburger is like this, like that." So I translate to them and stuff. So I know some sign language because when I went to school in Santa Barbara, there was we did a play in called the Rainbow Connection song, all in sign language. So I know sign language.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. It's always great when we can have more signers out there.
Yeah,
Maybe you can take the class.
because people don't know what, like, you know, the food that we eat, like like you know, the brother and sister. So brother and sister is like this. So brother and sister is like that. So yeah, because most people don't know that, or like if they want like ice cream is like this, and like yeah, people don't know that, and I knew how to translate stuff like that.
Oh, Tina, you have many gifts and you're making me hungry. So this is all good. So
Yes, I know sign language.
that's impressive. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Jessica, do you need a motion to adopt the policy?
Yes.
I am
Great. Great. Tina, thank you for making the motion. A second?
I'll second, Bill.
All right. Erica, do we need a vote on this?
Yeah, so we already have first and second, and then the rest of the board can vote.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. So all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? All right. Motion carried. Philip, I did want to give you the opportunity if there's anything else you'd like to add on behalf of the Committee for Individual Servant and Families.
So for the advisory committee, we have a special presentation from Janella from American Sign Language and the Strategic Plan Overview hardship by Janella Bill. That's all
Right.
my announcement for the advisory committee. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you so much, Philip. All right. Next up, over to Julie Chetney, the chair of the Strategic Development Committee. Julie, over to you, please.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you. Our committee has not met since our last board meeting because of the holidays, the Thanksgiving holidays. So we don't have too much to report at this time, although we've been very busy. And we are about to present our training report to the Department of Developmental Services based on what we have trained our board on this calendar year and what our survey earlier this year told us. And then this board approved last month. Yes, no. Anyway, this board has approved all of the training topics for 2026, and we'll be submitting that to DDS in the next couple of days.
Wow, a lot to do.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, Julie. Is Kelly here? I apologize, I didn't see you come in. Kelly, on behalf of the Vendor Advisory Committee.
She's not here, but I think Lucina is going to present on her behalf.
All right, Lucina, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, and good evening. So the Vendor Advisory Committee meets once a month. They did meet in November, and they did meet earlier this month as well. And so one of the things that we wanted to highlight is we have our early start subcommittee and early start providers who submitted a concern to the department on rate reform and equity concerns from vendors serving individuals and families in the early start division. And so they submitted a letter, and it was presented to our board the last time we met. And so we just wanted to bring it to attention. It is in your folder of information, and it is signed by several of our vendors who provide that service, and supported by additional vendors who represent different categories. And then, of course, signed also by Jesse and Kelly, just in terms of making sure that they heard their concerns. And so it has been provided to the department, and it is about rates. It is about using assistance who provide special therapeutic services. It is about having some equity in terms of rates for center-based services as well as in-home and community-based services. So please read at your leisure. And like I said, this has been provided to our department for their review.
Great. Thank you so much, Lucina. I was remiss, I didn't get a chance to say, Jessica, thank you for your presentation. And that's a very encouraging and comprehensive program. So that's very good news. All
a couple
right,
of other things, just Billy, just for vendors, since Kelly isn't here. The 7 LA County Regional Centers are sponsoring a DSP collaborative where we're developing a website for LA County vendors to advertise jobs across our county. And we are following suit with what Alta Regional Center and Valley Mountain Regional Center have done. And so we are working on that website. We did get monies from the department to include all 7 sister regional centers for Los Angeles County. And so we'll be working with our vendors to help them advertise those jobs, and also to have some job fairs countywide. Our first job fair will be in March in Pasadena, and we'll be advertising that, and we'll be able to have at least 100 vendors showcase their services to try to find employees. And so we are doing that, and eventually it will be across the state. But the department has allowed the 7 county regional centers to do that, as well as, of course, Alta and Valley Mountain. So we're in the second wave of doing this DSP collaborative. So it's going to be a great partnership.
Whoa.
that is excellent news.
Yeah.
Really good idea. Community Relations Committee actually didn't meet in November or December, but they will be reconvening in January. So stay tuned for an update at the January board meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move on to the President's report. Again, Trish is up north, but one item, and it's something I think is really cool. Julie, I'm just going to call you to give an update on the ARCA Academy that you attended. Thank you.
Because I didn't get my certificate.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. So there was, hi Tina, and I know that you were there and it was
Yeah.
wonderful to have you there. San Gabe was well represented at this year's ARCA Academy up in Sacramento. So we were fortunate to have myself as our ARCA's board delegate, Trish, our board president, Preeti, and Tina,
Yeah.
and Kelly,
Yeah.
our BAC chair. So we were well represented. There were about 150 local board members from all 21 regional centers that convened for basically a little less than 2 days. So it was like late Friday afternoon into the all day Saturday, right, Tina?
Yes. And it
Yeah.
was like,
And
uh,
and it was really wonderful
it
to
was.
come together to not only talk to other fellow board members all across the state, but we also had quite a few executive directors from the 21 regional centers, including Jesse, all 6'7" of him.
Yeah.
And also from the Department of Developmental Services.
Yeah.
Pete Cervinka was there.
Yeah.
The director, he did a really great presentation alongside Amy Westling, who's the executive director of ARCA.
Mhm.
The next ARCA Academy, which is really geared very, very much towards us as local board members. And it's a chance to really get a sense of what's going on at the state level. We are a massive state. This is a really, really big system. And every single one of us at this local level in this position has a role to play in moving this entire system forward. So some of the breakout sessions that we had this time and most likely will have in the future included like fiscal management. What does that mean for us as local board members? All of the annual reports that we hear so much about at our local board meetings, what do those really mean when they get to the state level? How to run effective board meetings. I really truly believe that we as our local board does a really great job of that. Not everybody does, and there's certainly room for improvement for all of us. And then also enhancing board engagement. There was a lot of talk about recruiting board members and, who really is the type of person that has the passion for this in a volunteer role to help move this system forward, to give their time, their effort, and essentially time away from their families. So next year in 2026, the ARCA Academy will be somewhere here in Southern California to be decided, and somewhere in the October to November range. So I know that my fellow delegates from the other 20 regional centers, we're doing a big push over the next entire year to really, put the bug in your ears to please, if you have the opportunity to please join us. Join us. Preeti and Tina, is there anything that you would like to add about the ARCA Academy this year? Oh, Preeti, come on. I see you.
What I got out of it was amazing. Like with the Dawn system person family. That really it was interesting and it got to me a little bit because on that section, the family member should have took it to court first because I knew that family daughter had a really hard problem and stuff. And what that family should have done, should have taken it to court first, and that judge should have brought it back to the doctor. And then that would mean that doctor should have went on ahead and went on ahead and done that procedure done the surgery on the daughter because she really need that surgery. But yeah, I have fun on different meetings and stuff. I talk about a lot of and just really important questions and stuff. But yeah, I had fun and stuff.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that, Tina.
And then remind Jesse that I didn't get my certificate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me talk to him about that. Yes.
Yeah, but I had fun with different people and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
You're
Tree, did you want to add anything?
You're on mute, Pretty.
Really?
I always have a good time in these academy meetings because I get to see a lot of different people, not just our center, and I get to meet a lot of unique individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
Fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I think Preeti likes it because she gets bored of us.
It was nice to see your family.
I like it because I get a couple days away from home.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's so much more that is similar between all of us, but we do have very, very different experiences coming from the different parts of this massive state. So there was a lot to talk about, even between sessions, you know, at the dinner, at the lunch, at the breakfast. So
Yeah.
that is my plug for next year, and you'll hear more about it in the months to come.
Yeah, because everybody was asking like, oh, when it's gonna be another one? I go, oh, I don't know.
That's a good sign if people are asking about the next one. And
Yeah.
Julie, thank you for the report. And Tina, Preeti, thank you for making the trip.
You're welcome.
So very grateful for that.
Agree.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Right, thanks so much, Julie. We're going to move on now to the executive director's report, and Lucina will be providing that on behalf of Jesse. So Lucina, over to you.
Thank you. And before I review Jesse's PowerPoint, which he prepared, so thank you, everybody. I'm going to review a couple of items that I'd like for you, that they are in your drive. The first one is our whistleblower policy. So we did update our whistleblower policy to include changes in staff. We now have Yaelin Hernandez as our our people, our heading our human resource division. And so we had to switch her name and replace Raquel's name. And then we sort of made sure that the job titles for our staff were correct. And so it doesn't require approval. It's just an FYI that we made those changes to our current whistleblower policy. And so it is in your documents. And of course, it is also on our website. The second one, we do need your approval. Last month, we did present to our Executive Finance Committee our email retention policy. And so we would like the board to support the Executive Finance Committee by approving this email retention policy. It really establishes guidelines for retaining and also deleting email communications to make sure that we're in compliance with our legal and organizational requirements. The objectives are simple. It's going to assist us in reducing data storage and maintain efficient system performance. It minimizes our security and privacy risks. It promotes proper information governance by making sure that we're sending business-related documents to the approved systems for filing rather than leaving them in personal email mailboxes. The policy applies to all employees, contractors who use our regional center email system. And this is the policy that we are asking for you to look and approve, as was approved by the Executive Finance Committee. All emails should be maintained and based on content in accordance with our approved retention schedule. Email messages, including those sent, received, and archived, will have a retention period. So effective November 28th, all necessary client and vendor information must be moved out of emails into appropriate data storage systems, for example, our drives, or we have electronic filing systems. This helps ensure that important records are properly secured and accessible in accordance with our data management standards. And so these are our deadlines, effective the 28th of November. We had a deadline to transfer all business-related records, client and vendor information to their designated systems, and all emails dated prior to November 24th, 2024 will be deleted. And so that is our policy that we, and like I said, it is in your Google Drive that we'd like for our board to support and approve.
Thank you, Lucine. I know there's been a tremendous amount of work put into this. Can I have a motion then to accept the email retention policy?
I motion.
Thank you, Tina. We have a second?
I will second that.
Thank you, Philip.
The motion, Bill.
Great. Thank you, Philip.
Welcome.
All right. I'll go ahead and take a vote. All in favor say aye or raise a hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carried. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, board member.
Great.
Now I am going to share, I think I have sharing rights, so hopefully I'm doing this well. Not Elba's going to help me, but let's see. Oops. I have this. Let me see if I can share it now. Okay, although I don't have it on, oh, here it is. I think this is it. Is this it? Let's see. Is this it? I think so. Okay. I'm gonna go back because I think I was wait, okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. Jesse did prepare this ahead of time. Just want to make sure that we don't forget to let you have a happy holidays. This is December. Jesse, as mentioned by Bill, is in Sacramento today, and he is with family who has chosen to assist in lighting the Capitol tree. So we are so excited to have been chosen as a regional center. We want to thank the board and committee members for your continued dedication, and we're looking forward to 2026. This is the story of the twins who were selected. They were in Altadena, and they are actually at 7 p.m. today, maybe an hour ago, they were assisting with lighting the Capitol tree. They are two twins along with their mothers who survived the Eaton fire. And so it was exciting to highlight them, their abilities, and also the mothers who are supporting them. And as Bill mentioned, this is the 42nd consecutive year that the ceremony features a child with intellectual and/or developmental disability receiving services from the 21 regional centers. And like I said, this year, the twins, Rebecca and Jude, were chosen.
Oh.
And so right after this, you will see some links that you can look. There's a great YouTube video. It shows them active with their families. There's an interview with their mothers. And so we encourage you to go into the Google Drive and please view the YouTube video. There was also tonight, although we missed it because we were in this meeting, there is the actual lighting of the Capitol tree. And then along with the Capitol trees, just so that you know, we do have a crew of staff in Sacramento. Each regional center, all 21 of us, got a tree to decorate. And we did have some of the individuals served from some of our day programs who provided us with some ornaments. And so some of our staff went out to Sacramento to actually decorate our San Gabriel Pomona Regional Center tree. So along with the Capitol tree, there are 21 other regional center trees that represent each of us. And so we were able to do that today. So please, when you have an opportunity, go through your Google Drive and take a look at the YouTube video. It's a great interview, and it showcases Jude and Rebecca Kessler along with their mothers. I think Julie and some of our staff have talked about the Academy in Sacramento, but thank you to all of the board members who represented our regional center, Trish and Julie and Preeti and Tina and Kelly. Yeah. So we had a great, and here's a great picture here. We had a great representation, and so thank you for representing us in Sacramento.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to say something about this photo. And I think Preeti and Tina know exactly what I'm gonna say. In the middle, you see Amy Westling from ARCA, and you see Pete Cervinka right behind Tina. However, this was outside in Alta Regional Center. And Jesse was running around like herding cats, trying to get us all because we were all talking to different people and everything. He was just running around, literally trying to get us all, and Amy and Pete. And we finally get outside. I think we're missing one person. He goes back inside, the door closes behind him, and then we're locked out. Right? See? Pretty, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was quite the process to get this photo, but I love this photo. So everybody else next year, Jesse will do the same for you. He'll herd us like cats to get a photo with Amy and Pete.
Accomplishment and great story, Julie. Thank you. We had Saturday last Friday, an opportunity for our families and the children to come together for an inclusive holiday event. It was set up for children ages 3 to 15 who have sensory sensitives. And so that we're able to support them to have a picture with Santa without having a big mall crowd. And so we were able to do that last Friday. It was a great event, great turnout. Thank you to a lot of our staff and the Richard D. Davis Foundation who assisted with funding the event, and also to all of our staff who volunteered and supported the event. And I want to say it lasted till about 7 p.m. So it was a really great showing and a really great event. And here are some pictures of our staff, our elves, and our staff, Santa, and of course Mrs. Claus, and then our elves. Empowerment and Practice Conference, Self-Determination Supported Decision Making at California Endowment in Los Angeles. Jesse did participate in speaking about the state and the regional center perspectives. He, along with Angela Powell Johnson, who is the executive director of North Los Angeles County Regional Center, and Katie Hornberger, who's the deputy director at the Department of Developmental Services, who oversees the self-determination program, were present as well. And so you see Jesse here with a picture of them here. So he was very honored to have been selected to do that. And then just as a reminder, we do have our Maria Nunez here, who is going to assist us with the Public Records Act, our manager. As a result of Assembly Bill 1147, we will become subject to Public Records Act effective January 1st of 2026. The California Public Records Act gives the right to access information from government agencies. And although we are not a government agency, the law did pass that we shall act as one in regard to the right to access public information. It is based on the idea that government activities should be open and transparent so that people can understand how decisions are made and then hold officials accountable. For any board-related questions, please contact our PRA manager, Maria Nunez, at mnunez@sgprc.org. And Maria is here. Is there anything you want to add, Maria?
Now that we're just getting our processes and procedures in place, we're setting up our portal that will be on our website for those requests to come through. So all in all, we're in a good place right now.
Great. We're on target. Thank you, Maria.
Yeah, thank you, Lucina.
And then staffing updates for November. As of November 30th, we have 574 authorized positions. This total number includes 550 full-time equivalent employees, 559 headcount, and 24 vacancies. Recruitment continues in December. We have 4 service coordinators, 1 manager of psychological services, 2 part-time psychologists, 1 client benefits coordinator, an IT specialist, 1 vendor payment specialist, 1 SIR coordinator, and 1 nurse that we are recruiting. Position scheduled to start November and or January. We have 10 service coordinators started and 1 manager of community services that will start in December. So we are working. Anything you'd like to add, Yaelin, our Chief People Officer?
These numbers are great, and we are working through. It might be for another meeting, but we are looking to automate all of our recruitment strategies. So more to come on that to streamline our processes and have a wider net and more strategy in place to retain, not only to retain the best talent, but to recruit the best talent. So more to come on that. Thank you, Lucina.
Thank you, Yaelin. And then our statistics, individuals served from November 1st through the 30th. As of November 2025, we are serving 18,184 individuals. In November of 2025, our early start, which is our birth to 3 years of age, received 163 new referrals. 131 were found to be eligible, including reactivations, transfers, and previous referrals. And with our Letterman intake, which is our 3 years and above through adulthood, We received 27 new referrals. From previous referrals, 47 were found to be eligible and under Lanterman, and 0 under provisional Lanterman eligibility. Exiting early intervention at 3 years, 49 were found to be eligible to continue under the Lanterman, and 14 under the provisional Lanterman eligibility. So those are our statistics, and we'll continue to grow, which is great. And then here, I'm not going to review all the strategic plan. And then Daniela did do a great job earlier at our individuals and families, individual serving family committee earlier. But please review our most recent strategic plan implementation, our quarterly report, October through now. And then we have a dedicated section on our website also. So please visit our website, the strategic plan for San Gabriel Pomona Regional Center. And I think that is it. Back to you.
Great. Any questions for Lucina? All right. Are there any other board or community announcements? All right. Well, let me close by first of all, again, saying happy holidays. And also, since this is a end of the year meeting, it is a great chance for us on behalf of the board to say thank you so much for the staff. You guys are remarkably dedicated in an increasingly complex environment, and we're very grateful for all you do. And thank you to the board members, committee members, and the public. This mission is so important, and having now over 18,000 clients that we serve, I saw 480,000 across the state. It's a staggering amount of need and opportunity out there. So I'm very grateful to play the little part I can, but I just want to thank everybody. And again, wish you a very happy holidays. And Erica, thank you for all you do. And Yelene, welcome. We are delighted you have joined us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, Bill.
Just
Good
one
night.
more thing. I want to
Bye,
say
guys.
thank you so
Happy
much to
holidays.
this amazing interpretation, the interpretive staff. They've just been phenomenal all year. Just to everybody in this virtual room, you're all amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Good
Happy
night.
holidays,
Thank you,
everyone.
Julie.
Bye.
Thank you, bigger and brighter future
Bye.
for you guys.